Last week we heard from Shams that he's likely 1 to 2 weeks away from coming back, and that apparently did happen to be true. As according to a new report and directly from JJ Redick, he's actually practicing. No, not with their big league team, he's not with them during their current road trip, but with the South Bay Lakers. According to Redick, he plans to practice with them. I doubt he did yesterday before their game, but maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But it's very likely coming soon, and if he gets that 5-on-5 practice under his belt, some ramp-up period, some conditioning, getting some work back on the court, probably work off the rust a little bit, then he probably won't be back too far long after that point. And well, the current word going around right now is that he is currently targeting a November 18th return date. That being the first day and first game after their current road trip, following their 6-game current road trip, their final game against Milwaukee in Milwaukee on November 15th, then coming back to LA and staying there for 1 game, that being against the Utah Jazz again on November 18th. That's likely the return date for LeBron and probably the date that he has circled on his calendar right now. I think that's been the date for him, and I've been saying that for roughly a month at this point. It's lined up with his timeline. It made the most sense after a pretty long road trip that again they're currently on right now. And I imagine that's what LeBron's trying to do too. So nothing guaranteed yet, but obviously a good update regarding LeBron is practicing or planning to practice with their team, their South Bay team. And after this current road trip, he likely will be back for their first game, if not shortly after that point. So again, good update on LeBron. But then finally for Gabe Vincent, not a direct update and not an updated timeline on him yet, but we did get to see him practicing and warming up, actually warming up with the Dude Hero prior to their game last night, doing some shooting and work on the court pre-game, likely hinting that he's not too far away from returning himself, initially being given a 2 to 4 week recovery timeline, initially getting hurt on October 27th, spraining that left ankle, currently at the 2.5 week point with that recovery timeline, and if he didn't suffer a setback or they don't want to push that timeline further, then he probably is looking at coming back in roughly a week from now. Probably kind of similar to that LeBron timeline too. Obviously not being given a guaranteed date with him, not even with LeBron despite the hints. I would probably guess that he'll come back shortly after LeBron, maybe on their road trip after that point, maybe on that November 25th game against the LA Clippers, but it's good to know that he's back on the court, is able to actually do a pregame warm-up and put some stress on that ankle, doesn't have to stay off his feet or let alone even not come with their team on their road trip. I think that's a good sign for Gabe Vincent. So between all three of himself, Adu Thero, and LeBron, they're all kind of fairly close to coming back here, which is obviously a good thing. Likely in the next 4 to 5 days for Adu Thero, hopefully and probably even on their current road trip according to JJ Redick. LeBron will likely come back directly after that road trip on their very first game at home on November 18th against Utah. Again, not guaranteed, but very likely hinted at, both from JJ Redick and other reporters alike. Then for Gabe Vincent, probably shortly after that point, maybe that game, maybe following the road trip, but probably a little bit after that point. And the good thing here is that they're all fairly close to coming back, and fingers crossed, but maybe their team finally getting fully healthy. Having all three of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James in the court for the first time this season, obviously that would be a good thing, with how great both Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves have and currently are playing right now. Then adding a fully healthy LeBron to that point, he's gotten plenty of time to recover, hasn't had to push his way back and come back too early because they haven't been playing well and they need him back desperately. That's not the case. He's likely very healthy at this point, and is probably more than ready to help their team out, and probably he himself is pretty eager too as well. Now I know we all might feel a bit differently about that and LeBron's eventual return with their team, but I don't think you can deny that a fully healthy LeBron isn't able to help their team out in some way or another. I don't think that's debatable. But with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the updates to LeBron, Adu Thero, and Gabe Vincent, and their very likely upcoming returns in the next couple of weeks here, if not even the next few days for Adu Thero? How do you feel about that, and what are your expectations for all three? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day or night.